Hi. Hi, Damien.
Hi. Hi, my name is Larnell.
Hi, Larnell. Okay. So, Guy, you were telling me about your sister?
Yes.
How old is your sister?
18.
So we're given an assignment in our advanced behavior class to do a community assessment and try to design either a program or a social marketing campaign around a health issue in one of these surrounding communities. So Azinwa, John, and I, we partnered together and we selected a community. The community we selected was Gifford. We didn't know much about it other than it was an eclectic community and a little bit better than the other surrounding communities. So we decided to take a drive out there, and what we saw was a lot of people getting physical activity, people running, no smoking signs, smoking quitting signs, remarkable buildings, sculptures, artwork. So we said if the purpose of this is to identify a problem, we may need to switch communities. We may need to take a look at another community because Gifford seemed to be doing well. So what we did was we decided to go east. We decided to go right next door into Greater Govans.
Now, Greater Govans was once called Govans Town, and it was named after William Govans. York Road is the western border of Greater Govans community, and it was also first an Indian trail, and then also an important commercial road linking the rich farmlands of Baltimore County and Pennsylvania with the city and port of Baltimore. Greater Govans community is also bordered on the north by Belvedere, east by Guilford, west by Northwood, and south by Waverly. As of 2000, the population of Greater Govans was approximately 11,500. And the top three main causes of death are heart disease, stroke, and cancer.
We saw unattended parks. We didn't see people running, and we didn't see a lot of physical activity going on. A lot of public health messages in the community. We saw middle to low income housing, a lot of abandoned buildings as well. Accessible liquor stores, and many churches. It was quite different, the dynamics of the community.
Age groups within Greater Govans, when compared to Baltimore City, are similar except for those within the ages of 18 to 24 years old, which is approximately 6% greater in Baltimore. However, there is a greater population of those who are aged between 45 and 64 in Greater Govans. Greater Govans, being a largely African-American populated area, makes up for 92% of the population. Education levels and employment are similar across the areas. However, there is a higher income rate in Greater Govans, which is higher by approximately $2,000. Mortality rates are comparable in both groups, in the age groups of 15 to 24 years old and 45 to 64 years old. Looking at the mortality, the maternal and child mortality rate, it is relatively lower, apart from the fact that there is a high teenage pregnancy within Greater Govans.
And we took a look at the data for the Greater Govans community, and we saw three things. We saw a high homicide rate. We saw high rates of kids testing with high lead levels, and we saw a high percentage of births to teenagers, or pregnancies to teenagers. So we came together, we discussed which one of these issues that we wanted to tackle, and we decided that we're going to tackle teen pregnancy as something that is feasible for us and what we believe we could have the most impact on. So we chose teen pregnancy as our issue for the Greater Govans community. In Greater Govans, the proportion of teenage births to teenagers is 25%. Compared to Baltimore City, it's 19%. If you look at the teenage birth rate, it's around 59 per 1,000 teens, which is the same in Baltimore City. But this proportion is really what directed this proportion difference is really what directed our attention to the issue of teen pregnancy in the Greater Govans community. So one of the first things that we did was go to one of the local schools serving the greater Govans community, Baltimore IT Academy, and we had a discussion with the principal, Derek Daniel. And we discussed teen pregnancy prevention, the presence of STD prevention programs and curriculum in the school, and we discovered that they were basically non-existent, which was interesting because during the process of our literature review, we saw that there were very different behaviors between boys and girls in middle school. And at baseline, a higher proportion of boys were having sex in middle school. And we saw that throughout middle school, the girls tended to delay their sexual activity, but between 8th grade and 10th grade, the proportion of females having sex tripled between that time. So we thought to ourselves that middle school may be a good place, especially for girls, to prepare them for the high school experience and to maybe help them to continue their delaying of sexual activity throughout high school. Dr. Daniel also discussed with me the new turnaround model in Baltimore City that was implemented, where students can choose their school based upon their interests. His school, the Baltimore IT Academy, had a number of after-school programs, and they ranged in focus from the arts to technology, for example, teaching kids how to utilize smart boards. And they even partnered with local universities such as Morgan State University and Johns Hopkins University. Now, after-school programs can indirectly work to decrease teen pregnancy by keeping kids engaged in planning for their future. So, from the principal, we wanted to get actual viewpoints, actual attitudes and perceptions from kids of middle school age. So we decided to go out and ask them.
Do you know anyone who may be pregnant or? No?
Let me see.
You do?
Gotta think.
Stop talking, boy.
You know
This
he
ain't
does.
eyewitness news.
You do?
Okay.
Okay.
My buddy right here.
This is
What are your questions?
That's right.
So how old are they?
Guys,
14.
14 years old? What do you guys think is a good age to start having
21.
kids?
No,
21?
like 19.
No,
27.
It depends.
What do you guys do to not have kids? How do you what's that? Wrap up? Okay. What about you? When do you think you're gonna have kids?
He don't have sex yet, so he should be good.
So do some of you guys have sex?
I do.
Okay.
I don't.
So how do you guys keep from having babies? Now I said you wrap.
All you
You
gotta
said
do is
you
wear a
wrap up.
condom.
Yeah. Look.
That's what you guys do?
Take it out before you. Yeah.
But how do you learn about this? Because they don't teach this in school.
Yeah. What parents? Your parents?
Really? Because my parents didn't teach me that.
My parents teach me.
Really? That's good.
Because she caught me once. My father caught me, and that's when.
Really?
Yeah, that's when. What? Coach, you hunt me? Some
Yeah.
I told you about
Okay. So he told you to be responsible if you're gonna do it. Okay. So how old are you?
13.
13 years old. Do you know anybody that got pregnant in their teenage years?
Mother.
Pardon?
My mother.
Your mother? How old was she?
She was 6. No, she was 15 when she had my older sister.
Okay. All right. So when do you think is a good age to have kids?
21.
21? What's a good time in your life to have kids?
16.
To have kids?
Oh, 19.
19? Okay. All right. Do you know anyone in your school that ever had kids younger or anything like that? Do you think that middle school is a good time for kids to start hearing about teenage pregnancy prevention and STD prevention?
No, I think it should be high school.
You think high school would be a better age? Okay. All right, because they're just too young. So you have a child at this school?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what grade is your child in?
He's in the 6th grade.
6th grade. How do you feel about a school like a middle school having teen pregnancy prevention education materials or seminars?
Oh, I feel fine about that. I think it should even be started before that.
Okay. You don't think it's too young at all?
No, I mean, kids these days are learning things at a rapid pace. And it's all a reflection of what their parents are showing them at home. So I feel as though it should be talked about constantly. You know, it'll help prevent a lot of things that go on out in the world today. Yeah.
And you brought up what's going on at the home. How do you feel about parents talking to kids about these issues at home?
Well, that's what should be first and foremost, talking to them about it. Their parents kids pick up more things from their parents than anybody, and you know they should be the forefront of their lives, stuff like that. So nothing they should hide from them, and their kids should hide nothing from them. Yeah.
Hi, so this is the group. Unfortunately, Kevon cannot be here today,
Yeah.
so we are holding down the fort.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay, peace out.
See you on Thursday. Not on Thursday. See you tonight.